So, smartphone. This one, I bought it from my daughter for 20 quid because I already paid quite a bit of money to get it repaired. But this one on eBay or whatever, it's maybe, for an immaculate one, it might be around £100, but it's an iPhone 5C, probably. And you could probably get a hacked one for about 50 or 60 quid or something. But this has become, any smartphone has become like an auxiliary brain. So people are basically, as soon as you ask anyone a question, or somebody doesn't know the answer, or they're not sure, they go tapping away on the iPhone, or their smartphone, their Android device, whatever, to find out the answer. So this is just to point out that these have become like auxiliary brains. And whatever comes up on Google is what people are going to probably have to take seriously. So that means if you control the information that comes up on this, you are now more than ever able to influence people's thinking and decision making. Now, this is why fake reviews on Amazon and anywhere else are so important, because obviously people expect an advert to say wonderful things about the product. But if you have somebody who does a review, you might think that that's a normal person on eBay or wherever who's doing an unbiased view of something. Now, Google have a habit of showing what they believe you want to see. So if you're a Nazi racist and you look online for, you know, Muslims attack white women in large groups, you're probably going to find it. And if you look for Muslims help Christians to escape from death, you'll probably find some of that as well. And pretty soon after that, Google will give you whichever version of life you wanted to hear. There's another problem with this, of course, which is that Google do what I used to see done in magazines back when magazines online wasn't there, and we had magazines instead. Now, what magazines did, and it's the same tricks done through a new medium. We wanted a piece done. They did articles in these technical magazines, and we did computer-aided design stuff. So we wanted a piece done on our particular system that we put together for a good price, and we did training and stuff. And so we were talking to the magazines. Now, one or two of them would give us some space, and they wanted us to write the piece. And we said, oh, well, don't you want to do an unbiased piece sort of thing? Then he started on about how they give us advertising at a very good rate. Now, as soon as they say that, you're immediately thinking, oh, is there a connection between the advertising and getting some column inches in their magazine? And the answer is there is. So Google, YouTube are not averse to people who advertise getting quite a lot of other coverage as well. And that means in practice that Google will show you stuff, probably in preference from big advertisers, in preference to other stuff that's similar content, but by complete unknowns like me. I might post a thing about a Samsung TV. I bet it's about 50 videos down on YouTube, or 150, it doesn't matter if it's on the second page, nobody looks at it. It'll be way down the ranking from Samsung doing something about any television, because Samsung will be an advertiser on YouTube. Every corporate is an advertiser with Google or YouTube or whoever. Why wouldn't you be? It's so damn cheap. And if your rivals are doing it, you've pretty much got to do it. So it becomes a case that if you pay a little bit of money, you find suddenly a lot of free content comes along as well. So if you wonder why it's worth people advertising on YouTube and stuff, you think, well, it's only a 10-second advert, most people flip past them and stuff like that. It's not that does it. It's that the advertiser knows that along with that, there'll come a sea of free stuff about their products that will come forward. And you can bet your bottom dollar Google are capable of making sure it's positive stuff about their products. I've said Samsung, it could be iPhone, it could be Apple, you know, it could be the oil companies, you know, whoever. There is a definite link. You give them advertising revenue and they will give you free column inches. Just put that in the modern medium. You give them advertising revenue, they will make sure, people like Google, that the things that come to the forefront of searches include stuff about your product. It's the old thing, it's the old golden rule in money. If it can be done to make more money, it is gonna be done. And not only that, it's already being done, and it has been done by the boatload before you even thought of it. So if you can think of it, it's getting done. And I know what we did before in the old days, so I'm absolutely certain it'll be happening now. Anyway, these things, auxiliary brains, and once you've got that, it's practically like having something plugged into somebody's head. And the younger you are, the more this is the case. At the moment, the people who have the money, the golden oldies, people who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, those people don't pay as much attention to their phones, to stuff, media, content that comes through on phone. But young people do. And when those young people who are now 15, 20, when those people become 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, they, if they have any money, because things are changing, they will pay a lot of attention to what's on the phone. But don't be fooled, there's just as much baloney and bullshit on these as there is on any other medium. And believe me, there's a lot of that. Most TV is fake, and I'm including the documentaries, because they have to try and give a certain impression over a very short time. That's about it, really. That's the main point. You gotta watch out for these, because it's like an auxiliary brain. Once somebody's tapped into your brain, they have got a degree of control over you that previously they never had. Thanks for watching and listening.